Hello, Libra. Welcome to your weekly reading for the last week of August. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. There is a lot going on this week, and I am still using this new system. So it is recording. Okay, great. This is it. By the way, we're here. We made it through a bonkers month, and you know that this is going to be the last week, okay? This is the last week to take life by the horns, put on some AC/DC or meatloaf, whoever you want. Okay, flock of seagulls, it doesn't matter. I'm starting with you this week because let's look at what's happening. All right. And so when I say this is the last week, remember, this is the last week of the prison portal, right? Of the high concentration of energy of it. Remember, that's years long, but this is the look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. Okay. So take inspired action. Okay. This week, if you can, for where you want to be by February 2026. That's going to be your new era. Yeah. You're just setting yourself up for that. Right. Remember the prison portal, the rare grand trine, never experienced in our lifetime human history. And September 1st is, when it starts, things start changing. So again, this is your best window of opportunity this week because September 1st, yeah, I told you last week, Saturn's going to move back into Pisces. And then Uranus is going to get retrograde. Neptune's going to move back into Pisces, right? And this week, it's not even on the whiteboard. No, I didn't put it there. Pluto is going out of bounds. So you see every planet part of the prison portal changed. Yeah. But they come back February 2026. So please take advantage. Remember, you are also under the portal of that new moon in Virgo that just happened over the weekend. Yeah. And if you're watching this before you even get to you, come on, plant seeds. Okay. This is also, we're in Virgo season. You're meant to, it's meant to transform your day-to-day routines. You're going to be very hyper focused. You're going to be getting the job done. There's no messing around in Virgo season. You're like the Monica Geller here. All right. So just please put your energy out there. Remember, Virgo rules your 12th house. So a lot of spiritual energy. All right. And here's the thing. Look at what's happening just right out the gate. Okay. Monday. Just wow. Venus is moving into Leo August 25th. This is a very, very different vibe from where Venus was in Cancer all month. All right. You could have felt a little extra sensitive, emotional. There were a lot of, Venus and Cancer, but still at the same time, it was amazing, especially for, if you're here for career. Y'all had some big things happen. Okay. But now you have Venus, your ruler. Yeah. Your ruler. Plan of love and relationships, money, creativity, beauty, what your heart desires, and the sign of the heart, Venus and Leo. Yeah, very fun and creative. Like it's so nice. You're gonna have this all week, okay? So Venus and Leo really cranks up like your charm factor, your charisma. You're gonna be radiating. You're social as it is. That's Venus makes you social. That's why Libras are social and flirty. But you're going to feel this, okay? Venus and Leo, that's like a fire in your belly, right? All that passion that Leo is known for. And this is your 11th house. Remember, Leo rules that area of your life that is all about your future hopes, wishes. I just clapped. Long-term goals and commitments and your social network, okay? Benefactors, allies, friendships, your squad, groups you belong to, your community, okay, your support system. So you're going to be social AF. Why? Because Mercury's still in Leo. So Mercury, the planet of communication, the way we communicate, the way we think as well. Mercury is the brains, by the way. Venus is the heart. So you've got this really great mind-heart coherence that I talked about in your August forecast. But anyway, you've had Mercury in Leo since June, by the way. Remember, it's been here for an extended period because of Mercury retrograde. So a lot of y'all had a lot of moments with, the people that you connect with, maybe even like through social media, but also you maybe were going back and forth with like, what do I want? Right? What do I want? What's going on? Is this the future that I want? Is this what I really want to do? This path I want to go down? But it was also really interesting because you still have Mars in your sign. And that's again why I'm focusing on you, because you have Mars, Venus's ruler, in your side. You're feeling very driven. Yeah. But anyway, you are definitely going to have a lot of like everything that you've been thinking about or curious about or putting things into high gear with Mars in your sign, and even things that you've launched since late June. Venus is now applying all that passion. Like you're gonna feel this, all right? Even like wheels that you put in motion with the new moon that we had in Leo back in June as well. I mean, this is big because Mercury also leaves shadow. So wow, this is definitely big, all right? Because you see what's happening here. Venus moves into Leo, but remember from your August forecast, look at what's happening. Venus in with 4 aspects, all right? This is a bonkers day. Yeah. One of the most bonkers days since man walked on the moon set. JK. Tuesday, August 26th. This is what we're going to do because it's just a package deal here. Yeah, you see Venus trine Saturn. That's the perfection that's happening on the 25th. But you're gonna feel okay. So all of this, all 4 Venus aspects, technically you're gonna start feeling over the weekend, right? You're gonna feel it really strongly on Monday, but because Venus is aspecting outer planets, right? So and they move slow. She's connecting with these outer planets that move a little bit slow and aspecting 1 degree of new beginnings under the portal of a new moon in Virgo. Your life is changing. All right. You know that, right? So just think from just the weekend over and pretty much like days after this, you're going to feel all this Venus energy. Okay. And this is Venus, love, relationships, creativity, money, peace, beauty, shopping, your pleasures, what you value, what you desire. So Venus in Leo, trining Saturn and Aries, the first one. Okay. So again, 1 degree, August 25th. The last time we had this, Venus and Leo trine Saturn and Aries, was July 1997. Remember, I told you there's going to be things from 1996, 1997 that come up. So just think about this. Think about what happened in your life in terms of relationships. Remember, Saturn and Aries is in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships and one-on-one commitments. So love, marriage, yeah, contracts too, legal, like there are some things, and it can be career, business that we're talking about here. All right. Same thing here. And this is incredibly karmic because it is Saturn who rules karma. Yeah. And these are planets that are in fire signs. You're going to feel this, especially because you're an air sign. You blend really well with this. And Saturn is exalted in your sign, Libra. I don't know if you know that, but I'm telling you now. So Saturn really, and that's why Libra is known for karma and balance. And anyway, Saturn brings that promise of long-term support, stability, and commitments and business deals right here with Venus. Yeah. And your finances, investments, marriage, creative projects, your passions, all right, and loyalties. As long as you put in the work. Remember, Saturn makes you work for it, right? But this is a trine. Saturn's making it easy for you. And again, you're in Virgo season anyway. You're putting in the work. So, most importantly, with Venus and Leo right now, you are really, really seeing, especially because Venus and Leo, especially for you, Libra, because it's your 11th house, right? About your future. This is all about how Venus is in Leo basically is allowing you to really see your goals, like how your goals right now mean so much to you. Like, so you're going to have that moment. You're going to have this willingness to transform through responsibility and challenges that Saturn brings. But again, it makes it really easy. Okay. So take the red pill. Anyway, and again, this is just so massive for you. y'all are moving into some really great energy here. Yeah, remember Mars is in your sign, so there's this major connection that's happening, and again, the fact that it's happening with Saturn. So again, just think one-on-one, and it can be like, when I say one-on-one, it can be work career, it can be like your agent, it can be relationship with your I don't know, mailman. It doesn't matter. It's wherever you're putting your energy. Just think one-on-one, one-on-one. But again, because it's connecting with your 11th house, which is the masses, there may be something here. There may be something here. Power couple energy. Anyway, Mars, remember, in your sign, you're feeling very ambitious. All about that compromise too. Yeah. Just be sure to love what you do, okay? Or what you want to do. That's Venus, trine Saturn, all about the long term. Okay. Ricky Martin and Halle Berry and Parker Posey from White Lotus, yeah, or Party Girl. They all have this in their charts. They love what they do. They make things long lasting. Anyway, then you've got on the 26th, you see Tuesday, you're gonna have Venus. Oh, wait, did I do it where? Yeah, okay. So yeah, Tuesday, Venus and Leo will then sextile Uranus and Gemini at 1 degree, new beginnings. This we have never experienced. Nobody has ever experienced this. Again, Uranus and Gemini first time in 84 years, right? That just happened last month. So, what is this? This is huge breakthroughs and letting your authentic self shine and radiate, especially with all those themes of Venus, your ruler. Again, love, creativity, money. You're going to have breakthroughs here. Your passions. And yes, love and romance is a huge thing here, especially for you. And yes, Venus and Leo is sex. So, but it's also like making new friends and things like that, right? Expanding your network, creative projects, your social circle. It's very stimulating. You're going to be making new friends. But the best way to use this, Venus sextile Uranus, again, sextiles are windows of opportunity. Think, I wonder what would happen if I ... Yeah, because this is Uranus and Gemini. So this is all about experimenting and being curious and taking those risks when it comes to anything Venus is related with. But there's something here, again, about your future. And it is our experiences that we have that shape us. Okay. This aspect is a big shaper. So please use this. You create your reality. I say that all the time, all the time. Huge, huge. You have to take that action. Huge. But yeah, it's Uranus. So you may also just get surprising things happen this time around too. All right. But put yourself out there. All right. You never know what doors can open. You got to put your energy out there. Like if you want a rich husband, but you're inside all day watching is that cake? I don't, you know what I mean? Like you got to put your energy out there. All right. Uranus, remember, surprises. So Uranus could break your TV. So you go out there and meet your rich husband. Anyway, and the unexpected, but you shaking you out of your routines. So here's the other thing is that, and it's once a year you get this. We don't get this until March 2026 again. Now, Venus and Leo trining Neptune and Aries 1 degree. We've never experienced this. Again, the 8 billion people on this planet has never experienced this. Okay. It's been since the 1800s, 1860s. I mean, this is this amazing flow between these planets. And, the Venus is a lower octave of Neptune. They're related, little sister, big sister. They both rule music, by the way. Remember, sound is healing, therapy. Yeah. Hemisync, left brain, right brain. I've talked about that. You're going to feel this. This is just also, or Meatloaf, whoever you want, Tina Turner, whoever I said. But here's the thing. So play music this day, okay? You're going to feel inspired, but there's so much compassion here. It's all about the arts and painting and dancing and creative expression. Yeah. And again, here, I wouldn't be surprised if you do something with a couple or go on a fun date. It's like you got this coupled up energy, but also friendship energy. Go out with the girls, get your hair done, do something that's fun and social. All right. But this is also just very like spiritual, like healer energy, all about the aesthetics. That's so you too, Libra. But it can be really strong. It's Venus and Neptune in fire signs. And so very it can be pretty like transcendent and daydreamy and visionary, right? Remember, I've talked about that with Neptune. Visualize, vision board, use this, really use this. You're going to feel that divination. Okay, it is very like the fiery heart emoji is what's happening. Okay, with a piano emoji. But anyway, just remember to keep one foot on the ground because it is so strong. Right now, you see Venus opposite Pluto. This happens once a year. It's our annual Venus Pluto opposition. So there's definitely something here. Again, you're going to feel this for days before, days after. This is an opposition. So this is like a test. All right. This is you not seeing eye to eye with someone, or maybe there's power struggles or an imbalance in power, or even jealousy or obsession with love, money, and sex. Okay. It takes two to tango with this aspect. You got Pluto and Aquarius in your fifth. All right. So that is Leo's home. So you see that overlap that's happening here for you. So again, romance, things that bring you fun and pleasure, romance, family, children, creative projects, like all of that really highlighted where there may be a little bit of squeeze, but it's also Pluto. So there may be something here because Pluto natively rules your second, something really testing you, feeling a little bit of squeeze, not seeing eye to eye, testing your self-worth, self-value, but also finances may be a thing. This is all about love and money and intimacy, but also it's Pluto. So there can be some things coming to the surface. It can be secrets. It can be your deep desires. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. It's like the it clown in the sewer just coming. But anyway, so this is also a time where you may be like really exploring your relationship with your partners. Again, it can be business or love or anything or money. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. There's definitely something here where I would not give, I would not like lend a friend money on this day with Pluto and Aquarius, by the way, FYI. So if for you in your fifth or anyway, so just think about whatever you've been investing your time and energy in, okay? There's true emotional depth here and that intensity that you may feel with love and relationships and partnerships and something about your future goals and dreams. Just bear that in mind. There may be something here where with Mars in your sign you could feel really like amped up. So just keep that in mind. Remember, it's all about honesty. That's Pluto bringing things to the surface, being honest with yourself, truth, compromise, patience. Yeah, especially with Mars in your sign. All right. So you'll be good. You're good. All right. Good things come to those who wait. And as I always say, see what comes up and use these aspects because you can use these aspects. You can turn this into making like these really amazing, intense connections. Yeah. Or even have like a huge creative breakthrough through, just a little bit of a squeeze. All right. Think about July 11th to the 12th, 2024, last time we had this. See what happened around that time. Now, it's gonna be if you're a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or moon, or for your sister, husband, Gene. So I guess either one. It would be all the fire signs and air signs. That includes you that will feel this the most. All right. And I'm talking about all the Venus aspects. Now, if you know your natal chart, if you know your birth chart, if you have any planets between 0 to 3 degrees in Aries, Leo, Aquarius, Gemini, oh, the most. All right. But again, you're going to feel this. You're going to feel this. You got Mars in your sign. Anyway, just real quick, not on the whiteboard. August 27th, you know how Pluto's going to be opposite Venus? Well, they're going to be squaring the moon, which will be in Scorpio. And so we have a T square, basically two squares. Okay. So that's on top of this. We'll talk about in the second spread. It may be, again, there may be something here with money for y'all, just FYI, or your self-worth, self-value, or even food. Okay. So here's the other thing is that I did not write on the whiteboard, but yeah, Pluto's going out of bounds. Pluto in Aquarius is going out of bounds. It's a whole long story, but just think Pluto's a little bit wild. All right. So you're going to be all in. All right. In terms of your transformation, it's like all or nothing. There's all about those breakthroughs, those deep transformations. That's Pluto. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. All right. It's in your fifth house. So again, everything that's going to bring you fun and pleasure, like you are on a mission. Yeah. And just know this is it's a big thing for the collective. All right. Moving into what's happening Thursday, which is one of the biggest highlights of like the decade. All right. Mm, it does need like like yeah. Trumpet. I'll stop that. But this is rare. You got Uranus, sextile, Neptune. Thursday, August 28th, Uranus and Gemini, sextile Neptune, and Aries at 1 degree. Come on. Come on. This is huge. This is, as you know, both those planets are in fresh new signs. And just like we had Saturn sextile Uranus 2 weeks ago, this is big. All right. So these are part of the prism portal. And this is the perfection. Again, you're going to have peaks throughout, yeah, the next few years, but this is one of those peaks. We have not seen this since the late 1960s. So it has been 60 years since we've had this. So think about the late 60s. Think about the 60s, right? There was a big movement of the collective. Yep. A big one. And I talk more about this in your monthly forecast. So just to keep this very, very light, this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. It's one of the reasons I did want launch Great Awakener, because you're going to see a lot of things happen in the next few years, especially, what is it, August 14th? Well, in the next 2 months. But you're going to see, 3 months, and then you're going to see a lot more happen when we get to February. But anyway, you're going to see a lot happening on the world stage. But here's the thing. And that's not only astrology, by the way. You know that, right? I've talked about this. There's a lot of different cycles converging right now for a few years. But just think, with this aspect, remember, consciousness is changing. And that is the collective conscious, is the collective unconscious. Uranus and Gemini is the mind. It's innovation. It's the future. Neptune and Aries is the higher mind, visionary, spirituality. So merge the two energies. That's what you get. Okay. It was, I think it was Albert Einstein who said, imagination is more important than knowledge. And you get the best of both worlds here. This is a really big deal, especially because you have Uranus and Gemini in your 9th house. That's very spiritual. It's like inner wisdom. It's your, your philosophies. Yeah. So you're going to have a lot of moments, a lot of big moments. You're changing spiritually in a really big way. Like I think I said last week, there's a big focus on the big picture for you, but also life purpose for you. This is your 9th house. This is a big deal. It's a big deal. Yeah. And then Neptune and Aries, your 7th house, partnerships, relationships. That's your home. You rule the 7th house. So again, you just can't make this up. Really, really big deal for you. All right. So this is you having inspired innovation, personal revolution, creative energy breakthroughs. Yeah. But remember, this is a slow drip. This is happening for some time. This is it's a peak, but you're changing. Your life is changing. Your mind is changing. Your purpose is changing. All of that. It was, change is only constant in the world. And it was Heraclitus, right, who said that. But he also said, you cannot step in the same river twice. Yeah. He would have loved memes. But here's the thing. That's what I'm saying. We're the same person, right? But every moment we have is not repeatable. They're always unique. And you always have to be in the now. All right. And I've been saying it for a long time now. Out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old, in with the new. You're entering a new era. This is part of your growth, your personal growth, spiritual growth. This is your journey, your karmic journey. This to be the best version of yourself, vibrating at that high frequency on your journey. Again, why I launched Great Awakener. It's love, and thank you for all of y'all who have visited and joined and everything. But I'm just showing you, I am living proof. A, you create your reality. B, you're going through change. We all are. Okay. This is a big thing. Everyone's doing new things. And Uranus sextile Neptune shows that you're going to see a lot of these changes as a collective. And I'm going to do a separate video. This is just big. All right. So anyway, who's going to feel this the most? It will be the fire signs, air signs. Okay. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, you, and Aquarius. And if you have any planets between 0 to 3 degrees in any of those signs, you are really going to feel this. All right. So something that's not on here, I'm going to throw in something extra for you, Libra. Usually for the second spread. Well, I'll tell you about Sunday. Okay. So August 31st. Yeah, we got Mercury trining Chiron. So remember, we just had the sun sextile, or it's the sun trine Chiron last week. So this is really great because this is like healing words. Yeah. Chiron, our old wounds, our deep, profound healing with those wounds. But Mercury and Leo is like, let's talk this through. It was very inspiring. Okay. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because that's again very fiery. Mercury and Leo, Chiron and Aries, but at this point, whoa. Uh the moon will be in Sagittarius. It's like guns ablazing. So this is anything that you may have gone through beginning of the way, especially with Venus opposite Pluto. Yeah, this is kind of like making up. We're making up now. All right. And a lot of friend stuff here, but a lot of partnerships, all of that. But it's you having this fresh new perspective moving into September, which I have told you is going to be bonkers, especially the first week. And by the way, yeah. The moon will be in your sign. So we'll talk about the second spread. Anyway, therefore we will have a grand air trine. But not with Mars this time, with the moon in your sign. There's a big week for you, Libra. Let's get started, Libra. Let's see what is going on for you. Okay, yep. Let's see what's going on for you, Libra, for this week, the last week of August. For Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, thank you. Libra, y'all, come on. Y'all are hilarious. How y'all doing? Talk to me, Libra Nation. You got Mars in your sign. How y'all doing with that? You're gonna have Mars in Scorpio soon. All right. FYI. That's gonna be a bigger, that's like, ooh, if you want money, that's your second house of money. Anyway, I do a traditional call to cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading. And if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Libra, you know I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, this is gonna be a week. This is gonna be a time for you. It's gonna be a time for you. You are definitely what? Wait, yeah, you are okay. Everything I just said. All right. So that's why I love doing this. It's just like affirms everything I just said. You got the Ace of Pentacles. There you go. You're good. You're amazing. You're good. You're moving it. There's new stuff happening for you. Absolutely. It's coming with the new moon. Remember, that's a package deal. That new moon in Virgo, but also the prison portal, also everything that's happening right off the bat, right? With this week, Venus moving into Leo, into your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, dreams, Venus, sextile, Uranus, all those aspects. That's what this creates. Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles, money, wealth, right? But also your physical realm. It's your things in your physical world. So remember, y'all have a lot of career stuff happening. Work, career. And so a lot of you are moving into new paths with that, new professions, or it could even just be maybe getting a promotion or something changing, but there's something really special here. But remember what I said earlier, your physical world, your physical realm, we will have the moon in Scorpio this week, by the way. And there you go. There's our second house of finances, money, income. Anyway, this is really wonderful. And then again, Venus is a planet of money. So even if you're not here for money or wealth, this is just, again, you on a new path. You see the golden pathway, by the way. And this is an ace. It's brand new. It's this new opportunity, new beginning, new cycle, new journey. Your apps, this is the biggest pentacle in the deck. You're good. Now, wow, you got the moon in the heart of your spread. So very interesting because you will have the moon in your sign. You will have the moon in Scorpio. By the way, did I mention the T square? There's a T square with that. I'll talk about yeah. So you also, the moon in tarot is attributed to Pisces. Yeah. And so remember, you do have the North Node in Pisces in your sixth house. I explained this last week. That is your everyday routines. That's work. That's even health matters. There's definitely something here. I told you last week, there's that overlap because the sixth house is Virgo's home and we're in Virgo season. So it kind of doubles down that energy for you. So you could still be going through a lot this week, especially with your emotions and the subconscious. Like I said, Virgo season is your 12th house, which rules the subconscious. The moon is the subconscious, its feelings, its emotions. There's a lot going on. But what does this even mean for you? You got to trust your intuition. That's the moon too. But in Virgo season, Virgo is attributed to the Hermit in tarot. It's card 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. The Hermit card, whose face is in the moon. It's the Hermit. You got to go within. So it looks like a really big, deep soul searching week, right? You're going to do a lot of introspection, especially through Virgo season. Again, that is your 12th house. And then you've got Uranus very active this week with in Gemini twice from the beginning and the end in your 9th house. Again, that is spirituality. It's inner wisdom. It's your worldview. It's all of that, your perspective on things. So yeah, I want you to feel through this week. Venus is your ruler, and Venus is definitely going to remember that passion. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you something here. You got that 7 of Pentacles here. Yeah. And so you have the 7 of Pentacles and the heart of your spread. So when I see what's happening here for you, there's almost there's two things here. One, y'all are moving into this new era, new path, new journey. Some of y'all are going to be doing some things, even with Venus sextile Uranus. You may be the one that just quit something like right on the spot. Like, I don't want to, be a millionaire anymore. I want to just, I want to uh, be me as an artist, painting caricatures, whatever you want to do. But you could just there could just be something that just changes right off the bat. And it's just like, this is what I'm passionate about. But then when you get to it, right? Because Venus is going to try Neptune. Remember, I said have a foot on the ground. There can be a little bit of like, okay, wait, what's going on? But you see, you're going to be fine. You're just going to have to really trust your intuition on anything that you do this week. That's all it is. 7 of Pentacles is showing that there is something that it's almost like you are breaking free at. It's something that could have felt like chained to your foot, right? It could have been something where you're like, okay, well, it just feels like I put a lot of time and effort into this and I'm not seeing any growth. So yeah, like, why don't I change things up? Page of Wands, right? So yeah, go for it. Do the new you. That Page of Wands, that fresh new energy that's coming in. Wands again, that's work, that's profession, it's enterprise, it's all of that, but it's your passions. What are you passionate about? What makes you get out of bed and feel ambitious? Like, have those moments, but let things come up to the surface too. All right, remember, it's all about being your authentic self with Venus and Leo. Yeah. And so the other thing is, yeah, there may be someone in your life, because you have so much focus on partnerships, right? That you may just have a moment where you don't see eye to eye in terms of, are we on this journey together? Is this the time that we're going separate ways? Or if not, how do we take it to the next level? That's all that it is. Okay. And again, it can be love, it can be career, it can be, business partners, things like that. Yeah, that 5 of Wands and the root of your spread. So yeah, there may be a little bit of that Venus Pluto opposition that I told you. You might feel a little bit of that with Mars in your sign. Mars can be a little bit aggressive, especially in your sign, because Mars and Libra, like I said, can be a little passive aggressive too. So hey, whatever is going on down here, this is a little bit of, that not seeing eye to eye energy. Someone has to rise above. It's going to be you. And you're going to be like, yeah, because look, they're kind of like trapped under that moon, right? So there's something here. It's almost like when you look down your cross, there's got to be something's got to come up that you have to face. Okay. And to do that, you have to trust your intuition and you have to feel inspired and empowered and say, I don't want to not see eye to eye with people. I want to be that person that takes things to the next level. Okay. And I am all about peace and harmony and compromise and diplomacy. That's all I want. So there could be something internal for you to shine some moonlight on. I think you'll be fine. You got the Knight of Pentacles. So remember what I said about that long-term stability, especially with commitments. There you go. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Did you see your last week's reading, by the way? That's a big sign. All right. That's a big sign when you get. All right. So in it to win it, in it for the long haul, in your future. twice. All right, let's look at your stuff. Especially with love and money and your passions. Libra, y'all are amazing. Y'all crack me up. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, share all that. But I do want to hear from you because I want to know what's going on with Libras. You got so much career stuff happening, a lot of spiritual stuff happening, but also just maybe travel too. You may do a last minute trip or meet someone from overseas. Publishing, broadcasting, still all on the table for you. All right. You may decide to quit your job being a millionaire to write a book, right? Or do it at the same time. It didn't matter. Just there's something here. It's asking you this week with Venus, sextile Uranus, and even with Uranus and Neptune, like everything that's happening is asking you to do something different and to shake things up, but also think about your future. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Love y'all. Wow. This is going to be, yep. This is going to be a life-changing week. It is very life-changing. You can see that here. You got the death card. Yeah. Can go forth, make those changes in your life. I just said life, I quoted Heraclitus twice. All right, all about change. Yeah. So there you go. You do see the sun coming out of the horizon here. You're moving in that direction. Yeah. You see the water, the river. Speaking of that quote, like the river of life, all of it. You see the boat going east. Sun rises in the east. You're good. You gotta just look. It's all about that optimism and seeing the brighter side of things, knowing that the changes that you are going to experience are taking you where you need to go. All right. And you, like I've said before, you can't resist change. You see that king here laying on the ground with his crown knocked off. He tried. It didn't work. You got that Page of Cups, which is really amazing in your external factors area. Yeah, there's a lot coming through. You got to let it come through. Okay. Page of Cups, remember, even with all this Neptune energy, oh my goodness, just really amplified this week. Creativity, visionary, imagination, all of that in this card. But pages are messengers. You could be getting messages through your dreams, through these creative moments, meditation, but also within your physical realm. Yeah. Something that is kind of like within you, like there's something that makes you realize I have to follow my bliss. Yeah. And it can be a new person coming into your life. Remember, I said this is a very social week for you. You got that Two of Pentacles. Yeah. Remember, you're all about balance, right? There's a little bit of imbalance here. And that's where you're trying to get to is like, all right, I feel like things have been a little bit off and I'm just going to have to bring it all in, bring it all together. All right. So looks like a lot of this has to do with money and finances. Like I said, Venus opposite Pluto is going to be a thing. Yeah. With a T square. And then also you with work and career, that's a big thing. Your North Node is in Pisces, your sixth house. Yeah. So it's still a thing. Just bring that balance in. I think that there could be a little bit of just seeing what's going on for you. Right, how you still have like a lot of home and family energy happening. There could be something there as well that could be having some sort of influence or impact on you as well. But just find that great, and you do it best, right? Libra, you're the scale. You do that best. Is that balance, and things will work out. You got that Five of Pentacles in your final outcome. So yeah, it looks like there may be a little bit of moment of if look at these, you're that little crayfish, right? You got to get past the dog and the wolf. That represents evolution, your personal evolution. You're evolving, right? To get to the sea, you got to go see your buds, your boyfriend, whoever. But you got to get past those two columns, those two towers. We got to break those down. Yeah. And again, that's all about that subconscious, breaking patterns, old structures, everything that I've been saying, out with the old, in with the new. And then you free yourself. Uranus in Gemini is freedom, freeing yourself. And so there may be something here where with the Five of Pentacles in final outcome, yeah, there may be something here where you make some changes, okay? But feel good about it. And the changes you make You have to trust your intuition. Okay. With that Five of Pentacles. Secondly, yeah, like I said, there may be something here that, maybe you didn't see coming, and something that you're just like, oh no, what's going on? Just, you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. These two people, they're focusing on their plight, and they're literally outside a church, like a sanctuary. I just said, you've got the most social, like you're so social this week. So reach out. Your support system is activated with Venus and Leo. I'll even clarify that. Let's see what's going on with that. Yeah, and then you got the Queen of Wands. So again, it really is like, it's almost like that brighter side that I was talking about here with the Death card, and you got the Queen of Wands, who, by the way, holds. You see the sunflower in her hand and in her thrones. Those sunflowers exist in the actual sun card, and so she holds the powers of the sun, which is radiating, and it's optimism, and it's just like, the Queen of Wands, she's very magnetic, very charismatic, very regal, all about passion. Okay, it's wands. Yeah. But there's got to be a little bit of, even when I talk about that compromise, you see the little black cat there, like she's in touch with her shadow side. Like she's good. Things have come to the surface for her. That's how she can be her. She knows the law of attraction, but she can have whatever she wants. That's the Queen of Wands. Okay. And it's really like mind over matter here with, Mercury and Leo. There's so much happening. By the way, I told you about Mercury and Chiron. Yeah, I did. Right. So yeah, that's also the mind, healing the mind. So it's all about mind over matter. And then you're fine. It really is that, I say everything is energy. Speaking of Einstein, right? Match the frequency of the reality you want. You can't help but get that reality. There you go. All right. So Queen of Wands is also Aries. And so remember, you got Saturn, Neptune, Chiron, Eris, Ceres, all in Aries, 7th house, partnerships, relationships, marriage, legal matters, contracts, all that. You're good. You're going to be fine. You're going to get what you want. But it's almost like you got to believe in yourself. And there is, let's face some things we got to face. But you're actually really good, to be honest. It's just, if you're doubting yourself, it may be, you might have to take a couple extra steps to get to everything that you deserve. Okay, Libra. Now next week, well, oh yeah, so that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Actually, yeah, so yeah, okay. No, I'm just noticing. Well, you got a lot of court cards. Like you're fine. You're really, really good. Okay. Next week, yeah, September. I told you, come on, it's eclipse season. And the first week of September, by the way, it's gonna be bonkers. But the second spread, we're gonna go a little deeper. We have that grand air trine with the moon in your sign, so that explains. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. There's also something else happening. There's a couple things happening. We're going to talk about in the second spread, but even Juno is. There's going to be the weekend, by the way. Maybe a little. There's a lot happening. With Mars in your sign and Juno in Scorpio, by the way. Remember, Juno is your asteroid, all about partnerships and relationships. So there really may be something here. Let's just say words maybe exchange. Anyway, we'll talk about the second spread. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. If you like this reading, be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Libra, y'all are amazing. I will see you next week. All right. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.